There are a myriad of reasons. Fun fact, myriad means multiple. I don't know why I'm using words like that. Okay, long story short, the reason why this Metroid video took over a month to make is because my internet is terrible, and the first draft of this took about like forever and a half to upload. And then I rewatched the first draft like 2 days later, and I'm like, this is pretty terrible. So I decided not to upload the first draft, and now I'm working on, say, the third, because the second one was terrible too. So we can thank the bad internet for filtering my videos for me, making sure I don't upload absolute crap, because I did look them over, and hopefully this is the better version. So, and the other thing is the internet apparently hates uploading videos more than 10 minutes without self-destructing itself. It's kind of ridiculous. That's why most videos up right now are like 4 or 5 minutes and were already uploaded. I just decided not to make them public, so that's the thing. Okay, so we're gonna be diving into the Metroid lore a bit here by saying the Space Pirates, our favorite neighborhood assholes that don't really make sense, because as far as Nintendo villains go, the Space Pirates don't exactly have a monomaniacal guy as their leader. You would say it was Ridley, but Ridley doesn't really act in a more of a leadership role. And now we're going to start with the Space Pirate history a bit here by saying when the Galactic Federation was formed, the Space Pirates were formed in response. These pirates felt that their livelihoods were threatened and that they would have to organize together to keep on doing the piracy, which, I don't know, it's strong enough. It's not it's as far as Nintendo plots go, believable enough. I'll give it that. So basically, the Space Pirates decided to continue being pirates, raiding cargo vessels, and the Galactic Federation said we should probably stop that. So the Galactic Federation decided that they were going to make their police force completely centered around stopping the pirate attacks, because the pirates' MO was usually just, we show up, we raid the cargo vessel, we disappear again, we don't stay for long engagements, we don't go for hostage takeovers or stuff like that, they just steal shit and run, making them kind of difficult because space is kind of huge. So, basically, the Space Pirates are now a threat to the Galactic Federation. The Galactic Federation makes their police forces a response, and the pirates do what every bad guy and everything ever does. They escalate. So they go from raiding cargo vessels to raiding entire planets, and that is led by our favorite space dragon, Ridley. And so Ridley's first raid, surprisingly enough, is on the planet of K2L, and we all know what happens there. He goes to attacks the mining colony for the middle name escapes me. I'll probably put a picture of it in the video right now. And so basically describing it is a guy named Rodney Iran, I wonder who he's the dad of, goes and blows up those minerals to make sure the space pirates don't get access to him, and that kind of wrecks Ridley in the meantime. Meanwhile, while that's happening, before the explosion, Samus is lost in the middle of all of the raid, and she's like 4 years old, and she's like, goes up to Ridley, she's like, in innocent child fashion, looks up to him and says, can we be friends? And Ridley's like, LOL, no, but you're cute, so I'm not gonna be a terrible villain, so I'm not gonna make you suffer, I'm gonna kill you immediately, because being nice is killing small children. Okay, so in defense, Samus, I was about to say Ridley's mom. Okay, in defense, Samus's mom jumps in the way to defend her, but dies in the process. Samus is obviously traumatized by this, and then magic explosion, not magic explosion, this explosion caused by her father, which her father dies in, basically wrecks Ridley, and then Samus is left alone, where the Chozo come and sweep in and take care of her, which I can only imagine is a very traumatic, you basically watched your parents die in front of you to a gigantic space dragon, and then you're whisked away by magic bird people on a planet that's trying to kill you, and then you have goddamn Mother Brain trying to raise you. Samus, I am surprised you're not as emotionally damaged as, oh wait, what? I forgot, that game doesn't exist. Like all bad guys, the Space Pirates again escalate just for the sake of it, by taking over entire planets now, and the first planet that they actually decided to conquer for the sake of making their own military base was the wonderful planet of Zebes. They did try to invade Zebes earlier, but they were thwarted by the fact that the Federation were assisting the Chozo, and the Chozo just decided to put a planetary shield around the entire planet. And the Space Pirates couldn't do shit, and then they lost. So the thing that the pirates decided to do afterward is just invade the planet as soon as possible after, which kind of put the Chozo off guard because they were kind of unprepared for a secondary invasion so soon after the first one failed. But the difference here is that despite the Chozo not actually having Federation assistance, which puts them at a disadvantage, what put them at an even further disadvantage was that the Space Pirates had stolen a microgravity generator from the Federation itself, and put it onto their flagship and used it to basically rip the shield apart. The Chozo did have a chance to escape in large mass, but there were a few survivors left behind. They were captured by Mother Brain, which became a turncoat, and actually took over control of the space pirates. I'm just assuming super intelligence is involved. I don't know. Nintendo stories aren't exactly known for their complexity and 100% solid plots. But nevertheless, Mother Brain succeeds in taking over the space pirates from within and immediately offers Samus, Grey Voice, and Ridley offers to be space pirate commanders. Ridley takes Samus's offer as a joke by saying, LOL, she's a kid. I don't really want to deal with this. She's weak as shit. And just to fuck with her a bit, Ridley just turns to Samus. It's just like, you remember that explosion your dad died in to kill me? And then Samus is like, yeah, I ate your fucking mother to survive. And then just chuckles off as Samus has a single tear down her face. I'd like to imagine that's what happened. So, Samus immediately refuses the offer because we don't really play Space Pirate game, do we? Okay, so Samus immediately refuses. Grey Voice pretends to go along with the entire thing and accept Mother Brain's offer so he can buy time for Samus, and so Samus can sneak off and rescue the rest of the Chozo. So basically, Grey Voice is found out, Grey Voice dies, but this time Samus has managed to escape with the Chozo into orbit. Samus's ship is immediately engaged by the Space Pirate flagship to the rescue of our favorite asshole from the game that shall not be mentioned, Adam Malkovich and the Vixen 4. And basically the Vixen 4 somehow destroys the flagship, even though that thing's almost the size of a moon. And the Vixen 4 is like a really tiny frigate. I don't understand Metroid sometimes. Sometimes you just do weird shit and I don't really approve. You know, it's Adam Malkovich. I'm allowed to hate it. Okay. So basically they managed to destroy the pirate flagship and everybody lives happily ever after. So I'm going to cut the history in half here by putting this into a second part. And I know you guys waited a month for this, and I am so sorry that I had to make this a two-part video. But there's just too much to cover in less than 10 minutes, and I really want to keep this at 10 minutes because viewer attention drops like a brick after 10 minutes. It's just amazing. Calling it the Game Grumps theory because they figured that out pretty well, and they kind of trained everyone's attention spans to 10 minutes. I don't know. You know, my brain is being weird. But we're cutting that off. So let's go into our favorite thing, the character analysis. And no other person to do this with than our favorite squishy brain thing in a jar, Mother Brain. And the reason why Mother Brain is the subject of my character analysis and not Ridley is because I want to leave something for you to be excited for in the second video, but Mother Brain is an interesting case because I think I have a fan theory that... No, not fan theory, but an idea or a concept or an interpretation of the story that I'm not sure you've heard before. So going into it a bit here, you have Mother Brain, which was created to create the Metroids, which were created to stop the X-Parasites from just killing everything on the galaxy. So basically, Mother Brain was just meant to create life, and then Mother Brain, after she completed her task, was just there on Zebes with not much to do, and then the Chozo returned with our favorite baby little kid, Samus. So basically, Mother Brain is told... create her a power suit and help raise the kid. So Mother Brain raises Samus, even though first thing Mother Brain said to Samus is she's gonna die in a few days if we don't do something about it. So basically Mother Brain creates these kind of like a gravity chamber to train Samus to survive Zebes' atmosphere, and it worked. And then she trained, so Mother Brain basically trained Samus, created her power suit, and Mother Brain kind of lives up to the Mother title in a bit. And this gets a little bit weird in that, what do you do in Metroid 1? You return to Zebes, your desolate, destroyed home after the Space Pirates actually succeeded in the invasion, and then you have to go through your adopted home, and you have to kill the things that killed your parents, and then at the end of it, you have to kill the thing that killed your parents, which he hasn't really died yet, he's just going to return again, and then at the end of it, you have to kill your surrogate mother. Like Mother Brain being the surrogate mother. And it kind of gets a lot darker in the original Metroid, because like Samus literally is abandoned all personal feelings and emotion. We don't really get a gateway into her head and how she thinks, but she is facing some genuinely depressing and sad stuff sometimes, and it really just grabs you. Like, what if Samus as a character was done well? I know that the PTSD thing and other M makes sense, but it was so badly handled that it... Okay, I shouldn't be speaking for the game because I haven't actually played the game. I'm just going off secondhand opinions in a few YouTube clips. You know, I'm inspired to do a series of just me playing other M and call it Does It Actually Suck? It probably does because I do share the opinion of most guys on the Metroid subreddit. I just want to see things with my own two eyes without the circle jerking the idea that Mother M is terrible. So, and next week we are also going to cover the history side of things, which is basically going to be the Prime Trilogy and beyond, because we only covered the story of the Metroid manga being the prologue up to Metroid 1. Yeah, to speak spirits, they go deep. They go real deep. And so hopefully this is going to only be 2 parts. It's probably going to only take me a week for that to come out. 2 weeks maximum. Don't worry, it's not going to take another month. I am really sorry for that taking forever. Most of the time here is where I plug in the voting thing here. And yeah, I can't really do that because we're going to be doing Space Pirates Part 2 next week. So yeah, this is going to be Zed signing out. Thank you very much for being patient with me. So bye-bye.